welcome to the live stream, and this will be our first monthly Q&A. Now, please remember, if this is your first time on the channel or joining us in stream, be sure to go ahead and click on that subscribe button below. Now, we only have one question today, and that comes from Dad of 3, and he says, "This is a big one, but I would love a general overlay of the story from Vanilla to Legion." Okay, well, Vanilla, World of Warcraft Vanilla was one of the best games of its time, and one of the ones that most of us still want to have back. And thankfully, Blizzard is going to go ahead and make that possible in the near future. Hopefully, the very near future. Now, the reason why Vanilla was so great was we learned together, we helped each other, and we enjoyed the game. And we only got to go from 1 to 60, but it was not anything that happened overnight. It took some time. Some people a few months, some people a lot longer. And it was great. It was a lot harder than it is now, but it was great. And it had a lot of raids and a lot of dungeons to enjoy. Now, when Burning Crusade opened, I remember standing in line at the store nearest me, the GameStop, and we stood in line, started at 9 o'clock that night, waited because it was to be opened up, able to be picked up in store at midnight. I remember standing in line and waiting, and more people was piling in. There was hundreds, if not more, people in that store. Thankfully, it was in a mall, so there was a lot more room than the typical GameStop. So we all waited in line, got the game, turned around, went home, and quickly started installing the game. Now, by the time the game was installed, it was early morning, and we was ready to start playing. The game itself was absolutely fantastic. It allowed us to go all the way up to 70. It had a lot of content, and for the first time ever, we was able to start using flying mounts of our own instead of having to use the flight path all the time. Now, Wrath of the Lich King, of course, come after the Burning Crusades, and Wrath of the Lich King was awesome, but obviously it was not one of my favorites, as I've said before. It was awesome as far as content, had a lot of stuff to do, but I just did not enjoy the fact that we had to be in that zone for 12 levels. Okay, on all the others it was either 10 or it was 5, but with Wrath of the Lich King, we started out at level 68 and went up to 80. And, 12 levels in one single expansion is a lot. So that was the only part about Wrath of the Lich King that I did not enjoy. It had a lot of mounts and other cool things to do, though. Cataclysm was the one expansion that changed everything, and it scarred the earth. It scarred the areas where we would quest and where we would roam and do different things, get out and level our professions, herbs, or what have you. And other than that, though, it did have some good content. It was just, I didn't like the changes that came with it. And oddly enough, a lot of people absolutely loved the changes. It was just not for me. I guess you could say I enjoyed for example, Barons from Vanilla. I didn't enjoy the fact that that was now changed forever. But moving on, Mr. Pandaria gave us the Pandas, the Pandarians, and we was able to have a neutral race, race that could join Horde or Alliance. And with that being said, it had a lot of quirks. I remember going into Mr. Pandaria and it being bugged out on the first day. A lot of problems there. And, it just, other than the fact that it just lasted forever, it was a good expansion. Not my favorite, of course. My favorite expansion overall at this point would have to be Legion. And hopefully that will be replaced with Battle for Azeroth coming soon. But the Mr. Pandaria got kicked to the side. And next it came with Warlords of Draenor. Now, for the first time, we could go back in time. We was able to go to an alternate existence and meet and fight alongside Thrall's father. And get a little bit more in-depth background of what Thrall had, where he had came from, his family, his bloodline. So it was great. And the raids in Warlords of Draenor was fantastic. The only thing that I would say could have been done a little bit better was the extremely long content drought that we had with Warlords of Draenor. We waited almost a year between the time that the final raid was released and the time we was moving on into Legion. Now, Legion, what can I say? Legion has been fantastic. We've not had any of the major problems that we've had with the previous expansions. It has been content filled all the time, getting new content, new things to do, new mounts, the mystery mounts. Solve this riddle and you get a mount, or go uncover this and you get a special pet or mount. It's just been very content rich. And now we're getting close to the end of Legion. And we've been told that by no later than September the 21st of 2018 that we would see a release date for Battle for Azeroth. Now, Battle for Azeroth looks to have a lot of content coming with it as well, and it's something I'm looking forward to. Now, if you have any other questions, any other concerns, be sure to post them in the comments section below. I'll be sure to help out and answer those as quick as possible. The only other thing I would say on this live stream, first of all, I did have in mind to do a live stream and a video today. Unfortunately, it will just be the live stream. I had some computer issues and with my OBS, and therefore it's going to take a little bit of a toll. But that's not a big deal. I'll be sure to get out more than one tomorrow. But also, for those of you who have friends who may not have played the game before, there's an awesome sale going on where you get all of the expansions, all the way from vanilla, all the way up to and including Battle for Azeroth. And instead of it being, a couple $100 to get them all, you pay $89 and you get all of it. Now, that is sadly not the digital deluxe copy, but if you want the digital deluxe, you can upgrade for an additional $20. So, you know, it is something to keep in mind. Also, there's an awesome mount, and if you've not seen it, let's see if I can bring it up. It's in the shop under pets or mounts rather, and let's bring it up. As you can see here, it looks like a big burry dog with a saddle, but it is very interesting. It's the, as far as I know, the first dog mount we've had in game. So for now, you know, that's going to wrap this live stream up. I just wanted to get this out. I had hoped to be able to do this earlier. When I tried earlier, I had no sound on the live stream, but I did. So it's definitely going to make this live stream a lot shorter. Thankfully, I only had the one question, so it works. As far as future, be sure to post in the bottom of this comment section below, and I'll use those questions going forward for the next expansion. So until next time, be sure to comment, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and as always, have a great day.